AFANG soup is a special delicacy made by the Akwa Iboms and the Cross River people, and it is enjoyed by people all over the world, Nigerians. And let me show you how I prepare my AFANG soup. Please stay tuned as I take you through the process, okay? So the ingredients we're using beef. I have cow head here. I have some cow skin, pomo, okay, and I also have some washed stock fish. I have some smoked catfish and also some pala roasted fish, and these are my periwinkles. Also, this is my grounded crayfish. You need a lot of crayfish. I have my chopped onions, and I also have my grounded pepper, yellow and red pepper. I have salt, Maggi. I have my water leaf and my afang leaf, utazi. I also have my red oil. You need a lot of it, okay? So in a clean pot, okay, you're going to add your washed beef. You can use any protein of your choice. I'm using cow head and some beef, okay, and I also added my stock fish so they can cook together. I'm cooking the hard ingredients first, the hard protein first before the soft one. So I added a bit of my pepper, okay, into the pot, and I went in with my chopped onions. Make sure you chop your onions tiny. If you can chop it tinier than this, that will be perfect. So I added my onions into my pot and then went ahead to add my Maggi cube, okay. So I put in my Maggi cube for taste. You can use any seasoning of your choice. This is the one I'm more comfortable with. That's why I am using it. So I put in my Maggi cube, my Knorr cube, and then I went in with my cow skin. Now this cow skin is a bit tough. That's why I'm putting it now. Okay, if yours is soft, you can put it in later. Then I went in with my salt and I gave this a quick stir so that all the ingredients will combine together properly, okay. So after giving this a quick stir, I went ahead to I added some water into my pot because the meats are very strong. Because it's strong, I added water so it can cook properly while releasing its own juice. So I covered and I allowed this to cook for about 20 minutes before I came back to check. Because I'm using cow head, it is very strong. So I checked and I turned, okay. I took my time to turn it. After ensuring that the beef is tender, I added my smoked fish and my roasted pala fish, okay. So this I'm adding at this point because they are not strong, and I went in to add my crayfish. Like I said, you need a lot of crayfish for this particular food, okay. So I added my crayfish and then I went in to add more pepper, okay. You can skip this process if you do not like your food to be too spicy, but I do like a spicy meal. So at this point I went in to add my palm oil. I said earlier that two major ingredients you need is your palm oil and your crayfish. You need it in abundance when you're making this soup. So I gave this a good stir. Ensure that everything I've added combines properly with the remaining protein that are in my pot. And then when I've gotten what I wanted, I covered and allowed to cook. After 5 minutes, I opened my pot again and look at this goodness. It looks so good. The aroma is nose blinding. So I put in more seasoning for taste. You can check to see if your seasoning is enough before adding more. I've tasted, and that's why I added some more seasoning. And I again went in to stir. Because my fish is inside, I'm stirring carefully so that they do not break completely, okay. So the next thing I'm going in with now is is my washed and finely chopped water leaf. Okay, the proportion I use is 60 to 40, so my water leaf is more than my AFANG leaf. Okay, so you put in your water leaf first so it can release all its water and nutrients into your pot. Okay, so after putting in my water leaf, I went in to add my periwinkle at this point. Okay, so after adding my periwinkle, I also added more crayfish. You need a lot of it, so I added more crayfish, and then I went ahead to stir this. Okay, I gave this a good stir. You can cover your pot at this point and allow it to cook, but for me, I prefer to turn a bit before I cover. Okay, so I turned it a bit and ensured that I got exactly what I wanted, and yeah, and then I went ahead to turn and turn and turn and turn. At this point, if you are not subscribed to my channel, this is the right time to do it. Ooh, voiceover is hard. So please subscribe to my channel. So after turning, I covered and allowed to simmer for like 3 minutes. Okay, you do not want your vegetables to be overcooked. And then after 3 minutes, I opened and gave this a quick stir again. Okay, this is what it's looking like. And yeah, we're already getting, so I ensure that I turn properly so that no ingredients will be left on one side of my pot, so that everything will be well mixed, and yeah, you get exactly what you want. So after turning and ensuring that I've gotten what I want with my water leaf, I went ahead to add my AFANG leaf. For this leaf, I pounded it with some crayfish. Okay, I don't know if I got exactly the consistency I wanted, but yeah, and then I went in to add the remaining crayfish that I've grounded. And at this point, you need to add more palm oil. This leaf for some reason consumes a lot of palm oil. You keep adding, but as if you do not have enough palm oil in your pot. I do not know the mystery behind that, but yeah. So after adding my AFANG leaf, I turned again. So this is the final part. That is why I am turning very well, so that the leaves will mix together, all my proteins will mix together, so that my pot of soup will taste and look really nice. Okay, so I already got exactly the consistency I want with my soup. It was not too watery, it was thick, everything aligned properly, the taste was superb. So at this point, I added more palm oil. I don't know why. So I added more palm oil. Okay, and I allowed this to cook for 1 minute. You do not want your AFANG to be overcooked, your vegetable generally. So after 1 minute, I came back and gave it another quick stir, and our soup is ready. Look at the easy process on how to make this mouth-watering AFANG soup. Okay, it's not easy, but it is doable and it tastes absolutely delicious. Okay, so after turning, I knew that my soup was ready and it was time to make my swallow. So I will be pairing this with semo. Okay, you can pair it with any swallow of your choice, but yeah, semo is what I like, so I'll be using semo to pair this goodness. Look at this. I can cook. Look at this. It tastes, it looks, it smells really good. So to make my semo, I have a pot of boiling water on fire. So I put in my mix in a plate and I added into my boiling water. Okay, there are different methods of making semo. This is the one I know. Okay, any method you think is better for you, by all means you can use it. So after it's boiling and I already get what I want, I went ahead to add the remaining semo and turn till it solidified, and I got exactly the consistency I wanted. Okay, so after turning and turning, and I was sure of what would be enough to cook my semo, I went ahead, and this is where the work begins. So I turned consistently so that this semo does not get lumps in it. So you need to ensure that you're fast and you're turning very well, okay. So I turned and turned till I got what I wanted. Cooking is something I enjoy doing. It's not as if it's easy all the time you're cooking, but the joy that your family gets to enjoy every meal you make drives me back to the kitchen always. And I love to see the smiles on their face when I prepare meals and they enjoy. So I put in a little water, okay, to allow my semo cook, and I covered. So after like 3 minutes, I checked and I began to turn again. I do not allow it to sit for too long so it doesn't burn. Our semo is ready. Now I'm going to be dishing out my soup that I will be eating. Okay, now this is it. Would you be trying this? Let me know in the comment section. Is my method different from the one you're used to? Mind you, this is my first attempt at making AFANG soup. I have tried Efik soup. I've tried different kind of soups, but this is the first time I'm making this one. Do you think I tried? Is there something I was missing? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.